Well, the school was in an old house on Austin Street, actually, downtown. It was a little house with 2 stories and a small group of children of various ages. I was their summer school teacher. I was determined to learn how to teach deaf children to talk.
I was the Community Relations Director and Fundraiser for Houston School for Deaf Children between 1980 and 1986. The mission of the school was so strong, the results were so strong, and we had such great support in our community.
We first heard about the Center for Hearing and Speech back in 2008 when we discovered that our daughter had been born deaf. We loved what we heard, and we chose the center for our daughter's first educational intervention.
Ed Smith was my personal boss for 9 years. His job, as he saw it, was to carry our message to the community. He always made me feel like he was there for me if I needed him. I think he served this community, this school, and this clinic and center very, very well, and many others as well during his lifetime.
We had a small auxiliary at that time, and later brought in more people and began our first gala then. I don't think that people really thought we were going to ever get $5 million for a school that served maybe about 75 children at that time. Mitzi Wayne Hurwitz is the one who founded the auxiliary. She had a son who was hearing impaired. This school would not be here had it not been for that auxiliary and the board of directors that we had.
Well, the Exchange Club of Houston was already in full swing when I got here. They raised funds by writing letters to all their family and friends and getting them to donate anywhere from $25 to $2,500 to more sometimes. And it became a big contest between them to see who could raise the most money.
One of the recent successes, the recent wins that we've had here at the center, the collaboration with the board to, how do we expand that? How can we, do more with that? The board works well together, but everyone will carry their different loads on different days, but it is a very collaborative group.
During Ed's tenure, we changed the name from Houston School for Deaf Children to the Center for Hearing and Speech. Our children were no longer functioning as deaf people. They were functioning as hearing impaired people.
I know that during my tenure here, we were the first to be involved with the first cochlear implant.
Our involvement with the cochlear implant was by far the greatest gift that this center gave to the children of Houston and to the children of Texas for that matter.
Tiffany was 22 months at her first activation, so what we really were able to observe was just how her eyes lit up. To be able to be around children that are experiencing some of the same issues, and to be able to develop that speech and language, because the cochlear implant is a very useful tool. We're in the process of trying new things about how would our hearing impaired kids, if they were put side by side with normal hearing kids, how would that help them become more verbal, and how would that help them socially? And so we've experimented with a lot of those type of things. And I think one of the innovative things that the center has come up with here is something called the Via Colori street painting. What it really does for the center, it raises the awareness for what we're trying to do here at the center, and just for the general public to have a better appreciation for those with hearing loss and those with good hearing, how important it is to protect your hearing.
I was asked to testify before the Food and Drug Administration in Washington, D.C. at one point, and I was heckled for proposing that surgery be done on young children to improve their opportunity to hear, to listen, and to speak. We worked hard with all kinds of constituents to make sure that every child in the United States is screened in the hospital for hearing impairment. That is a law now.
One of the things that was really required in any fundraising, and especially trying to do community education, was being persistent. And if you want to know the meaning of persistence, then just talk to Vidal Deitzer, because she probably called Vice President Bush's office on a daily basis, if not at least weekly, because she was bound and determined to make sure that he showed up for this gala. Indeed he did, and in that year, in 1981, we netted $250,000 on a gala, which was unheard of at that time.
It all comes down to the people. The people are the secret sauce, and here we have audiology, we have speech therapy, and we have the Melinda Webb School. Each of those professionals do just such an amazing job being resourceful
Parents of hearing impaired children are facing very heartfelt difficulties on a daily basis, not only finding out their child is hearing impaired, but then having to do all that they have to do to assist in helping that child improve, helping that child learn language and speech as you would with any child, but the demands are enormous.
I think that they are still the premier organization in this city for oral education, if not for the state, and one of the top in the country. So I would hope that they would continue to be on that cutting edge, and I think they will.
Our daughter Tiffany is on a trajectory that began here at the Center for Hearing and Speech as a result of the mission of the center and what they were able to accomplish with our daughter. I can assure you the gifts that you can give here to the center will be put to the best and highest use.
The legacy of the Center for Hearing and Speech is that we were and still are the only place in Houston where a child can come get a head start to succeed from the moment their hearing loss is discovered.